and you're in third place behind Dawson and Science. The Pioneers from Miles City in Bismarck this evening. Midway through the half, the Thunderbirds were hitting from the outside. It's Caden Redfield dropping in a three-pointer. UTTC had a 7-point lead, a game-high 32 for that young man. Here's the T-Birds again. About 5 minutes later, it's Charles LaChaparelle. Baseline, a little stop and spin, and it goes in. The lead's 5. Then the Pioneers went on a run to take the lead on this basket. Ethan Venema with the steal and the slam. He had a 25-point night. Miles is out in front. Here's United Tribes hitting the boards. It's Hubba Curry making a little short corner jumper here. 16 points for him, but in the end, it was the Pioneers that pulled away to win it 106-98. The first game at United Tribes was the women's contest, but Bottineau comes down to the capital city and wins that one by 10. Out in Miles City, it was the Pioneers beating the Mystics women by 4 points. The Mystics and the Thunderbirds will play on Monday. The first feature we ever did on Bridger Anderson, he said as a kid he wanted to be a paleontologist or a professional steer wrestler. Well, since he's heading to the National Finals Rodeo for the second time, I'm pretty sure the subject of this week's Sports Spotlight picked the right one.
That's an occupation, really? Yeah, and you're dumb enough to do that, right? Yep.
Bridger Anderson's job is steer wrestling, and he's one of the best in the world at it. With the help of his hazer, the Carrington native jumps off a horse, grabs the steer's horns, and muscles it to the ground. The fastest guy wins the most money.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah, go fast. It's kind of like a roller coaster every time, or controlled train wreck a lot of times, but yeah, it's a blast.
Bridger is 14th in the PRCA world standings. The top 15 qualify for the biggest rodeo in the world, the National Finals in Las Vegas. It's his second NFR. The first was the COVID year in 2020, which was held in Arlington, Texas.
Thomas and Mack is kind of the place that every kid dreams of competing in, and excited to go to Vegas and get to compete in the yellow building.
Anderson says he started the season out strong.
In the California run, it seemed like every time I nodded my head, we did good. Even the whole crew, like we took most of the money out of Red Bluff, and I ended up winning Red Bluff and won Auburn, second at Lakeside, and I think won some money at Clovis, and it was awesome. We had a good week.
Bridger says there was a dry spell in many of the circuit events, but Cowboy Christmas around the 4th was excellent.
I ended up winning like $12,000 over that week, and so that was a good week.
Despite those good weeks, Anderson was not sure he would qualify for the finals. Then he made a $1,000 check in Edmonton to jump in front of Don Payne.
We knew that morning of the last day, but then that night we tried to watch the Sioux Falls Rodeo and see what the whole top 15 was going to look like, but I was just glad to not have my head on the chopping block anymore.
You can win a lot of money in rodeo, especially at the finals, but it can cost a lot of money to get there.
Sponsors they're what kind of help keep us going down the road. Couldn't do it without them. The financial burden of just trying to make the NFRs is pretty huge.
Bridger also couldn't do it without his horse.
I got Whiskers in 2017. This will be 6 years that I've had him, and yeah, he's still going strong. He's 14 years old, and he's doing good.
The NFR begins on December 7th. Anderson will compete for 10 straight days in Vegas. Century's Cambry Haugley plans to play college golf. The Patriots senior signed a letter of